Naruto, and then
I'm very glad that we basically got nowhere. It's good stuff. Don't worry about it. Apparently the stream cut out at some point.
Yeah, we just lost like 10 minutes of just
10 minutes of things that people shouldn't know about. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna just start from the top. Blah blah blah. Fanfiction 9005, episode 84. Blah blah blah. Woody woo. I mean, it should have started streaming a while ago. I started this stream like early, and then I guess I don't know. OBS was being weird or something.
Did somebody
I
set
had
a
the stream open earlier, and it says you were offline.
That's weird.
I don't know what happened.
Well, we're here now.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're not gonna bother with Swift Prodigy because it's just dumb. Hey, look, another really fucking stupid story, and good. It only has 12 favorites. It should stay that way. So we have Tempered in Fire.
Really feel.
Huh? Oh, good. Yeah, I will. Tempered in Fire. In this AU, it's the Sengoku Jidai era. Yes, that's right. The Senju and Uchiha are at war, and Madara has assumed leadership with Izuna as a second-in-command. When cruel tactics decimate the Senju's morale and numbers, the strongest medic narrowly evades his own death and is taken hostage. She slowly discovers that she has, what's that fucking syndrome called? Stockholm Syndrome.
Literally what?
Yeah, she, you're right. So, to make this AU even more retarded. So not only is this taking place in the modern Japan Warring States period and not in Naruto, Sakura is a Senju and she is taken hostage and she develops Stockholm Syndrome for Itachi, who shouldn't even be born yet by several generations either. But here he is, falling in love with Sakura because this author has a fucking hard-on for shipping Sakura and Itachi, and so they had to invent this whole garbage-ass AU world in where there's no chakra and it's taking place in fucking Warring States, Japan.
Okay, no.
Yeah, exactly. I honestly don't understand why people come to the Naruto section and they're like, I want to write a Naruto fic, but it's gonna be a no chakra Naruto fic, and it's gonna take place in the 1940s in Chicago, and the Uchiha are gonna be a family of policemen, and the Uzumakis are all mobsters. And nope, none of their names are changing despite them being fucking Japanese and they're being part of the Italian fucking mafia. And then Naruto and Sasuke fall in love!
No.
It's like, what fucking point is any of this even remotely Naruto anymore? Like, why are you coming to the Naruto section for this? Why are you writing this in the Naruto section? I'm pretty sure there's plenty of mafia stories you could write this for, so you could have your little gay fantasy.
Because they don't have the creativity to come up with original characters or ideas of their own, so they have to borrow from something else, and they lack the fucking ability to rename anything to keep track of it.
Yeah, fair. But it's still, it's just like, if you, like, you're changing literally everything. You're changing literally everything, and you're making Naruto a fucking mobster, which he is the opposite of in Naruto. And you're like, oh, ooh woo, they're gonna become lovers. Despite Sasuke not losing his entire family because they're not gonna get slaughtered by the US government because they don't own property on a secluded ranch and plan to live separately from the US government.
What in God's name? I took a 5-minute bathroom break and I come back to secession. Is this what?
Hell
Is
yeah,
this what
brother!
it feels like to be Abraham Lincoln? You look away for 5 minutes and Fort Sumter's in shambles.
Hell yeah, brother!
Yeah.
We're gonna succeed!
Well, unfortunately, you didn't succeed.
Yeah.
Hey, now.
Come on, that's a fucking funny joke. Fuck you.
No, it's too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah, they made their move too soon before they got fucking working railroads.
Alright, time to butcher some Japanese. So the next story is called Ningoyasobi.
Oh,
Bro, fuck off with that shit.
Yes, please. Fuck right off with it.
What? The Japanese? The garbage Romanji Japanese?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm here to read fanfiction. I don't need to try and auto-translate it.
Okay, let's see. I have nerfed version of Gamer with unbalanced low stats. I am in Konoha at least 2 years before shit hits the fan. That really does not narrow it down.
No, it
Yeah,
does not.
what-
That could be like several different points in this series.
Yeah, which shit hitting which fan, my guy?
I have no
Several
idea
shits.
if this universe is the same as the one I know and love. Great! Oddly enough, I'm not that scared. You should be, because you're dumb as fuck. And you're in
And
the
the-
Naruto world. And you're dumb as fuck.
And your grammar is terrible.
That too. And he's dumb as fuck.
And you're a weeaboo.
And he's dumb as fuck.
You know, I want to say, I love how he goes, I don't know if this is the same world. It's like, bro, you're kind of supposed to assume it's the same world unless you're dealing with a series that has multiversal bullshit.
So there's two things that I always really, really hate about these I guess you could call them isekai stories, or the basically the meta stories, the ones where the characters know the plot. And I don't even mean, it doesn't need to be an isekai story, it can also be like a time travel story where the characters go back into the past.
Those are two completely different things, Sneaky.
Yes, but they're not different from what I'm about to say. So
Okay.
these two stories both have something in common, and it's something I really fucking hate, and it's when the characters are like, oh man, I don't want to change too much, otherwise I won't know the plot anymore.
those retarded idiots.
The entire point of doing it was to change things. If you don't change things, then what's the fucking point?
Well, not only
Like,
that, it's the assumption that you, acting completely differently if it's time travel, you acting completely differently from how your past self acted isn't already changing things. And if you are an additional variable like the Konoha 14 instead of the Konoha 13, and you're like some fucking prodigy ninja who's stabbing his way to the top, you can't be like, oh, I don't want to interfere with Naruto's quests. That might change things. It's like, motherfucker!
Okay, so I actually dealt with that a bit with Seigyo Tensei. So with that, I handled it as a case of Rui can only affect the things that are directly around him and come into contact with those things. So he can't butterfly something in the fucking capital until he gets to a certain point. Before that, he can only affect things in the village and close at hand. But beyond that, no, you can't just butterfly the entire damn world.
Right, well, obviously there's limits to this sort of thing. Like, if you're doing a medieval-style story, you know, stuff happening in a village isn't going to affect anything else until the stuff happening inside the village actually starts to ripple out. Like, if the tax collector comes to collect taxes from the village, and the village is able to not only pay in full, but pay all of their back taxes, that's something that's going to get the attention of people.
They're going to ask where all the money came from.
Right. And so that's going to start changing things. But until that point, the village can become literally an ultra metropolis, but until someone actually visits it that can bring news anywhere, nothing changes.
Or until somebody leaves and tells people.
Right,
Either way.
exactly, right. But that's also another thing you have to keep in mind is the speed of travel. And back in those days, it was like, oh, gotta go collect taxes. I'll see you 3 months.
A year.
Well, I was just saying, not just 3, right? It's okay. The tax collector is going out to collect the yearly taxes. He'll probably be back next year with last year's taxes, depending on how much territory he has to hit.
Well, most tax
I don't know how many
collectors
tax
only
collectors
have like
they
a
have.
small area, you know, like you're not sending a single tax collector to collect tax on the entire existence of the country. It's
He has
likely
the biggest wagon.
you're likely going to get a tax collector, and even then, it's not going back to a central location. What it normally would be in a medieval sort of empire is you have your kings, then you have your lords, then you have your landed nobles, and then you have your tax collectors. And the tax collectors would collect taxes from the local area and report back to the noble, and then the noble would report back to the lord, and then the lord would report back to the king.
Or they'd skip the tax collectors and the nobles themselves would act as the tax collectors, using
Yeah.
their knights or whatever they had.
Right, and you know that's just the assumption that the noble is lazy. But point being is that
Obviously.
there's a large amount of delegation going on, so it's not like it's like one guy that just travels around across the entire country collecting taxes. Sneaky is
That's one
talking
guy's
taxes. There's still
job.
theft regardless of time period. More or less, yes. However, taxes, I will say, back in the medieval period were far less theft. Because typically you did want the knights protecting you to be able to continue protecting you by being paid to protect you.
If you don't pay your taxes, you get invaded.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a difference. There wasn't a lot of, I mean, don't get me wrong, there was an excessive amount of waste and an excessive amount of taxes were being collected from the peasantry. So it was still a decent amount of theft, but there was actually a use coming out of it at that point in time. You know, the nobles weren't able to be like, oh, free healthcare for everyone, pay me more taxes. So you know, there was a less stated waste, I should say, by the government.
Corruption was easier, though.
Oh, corruption was far easier, of course. Yeah, that's just because of the communication means. Now I would actually argue corruption today is actually exceedingly easy because the system itself is just so filled in with corrupt people at this point.
Well, yeah, but that's a function of the people in the system, right? A great
Not just
example of this is Russia went to a lot of trouble to try and modernize its army, and they succeeded in modernizing their army. But the problem is their army is not functioning as a modern army right now because of the obscene levels of graft and vice inherent in the organization. The people at the very top were stealing everything. So then the people underneath them went, well, I'm going to steal. So the people underneath them went, I'm going to steal. All the way on down to the actual soldiers themselves doing things like flogging some of their equipment on the black market for more money.
Yep.
What was the joke that I saw? The corrupt internal affairs inventory.
The corrupt internal affairs department investigated itself and found no issues.
No, it was the corrupt internal affairs inventory adjuster shows up at the warehouse and says, "Lieutenant, good day. How many cans of gas did you say you have? We have exactly the amount of cans of gas that we said we had. Ah, good. I will check you off on that. It is good to see you. Oh, it is good to see you too. Goodbye."
Yeah, that sounds right. But with a new world comes new ways to do corruption, so you've got all the internet shit,
Yeah.
and so on and so forth. And the old ways don't work anymore.
It's funny. Certain levels of crime went up with the advent of the internet, but others went down. Like, for instance, wire fraud and check fraud used to be hilariously easy 20 or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
They're pretty much impossible now. But on the other hand, the ability to reach out
wire
and
fraud
scam,
is more done now these days. It's by doing targeted phishing attacks, not by actually, doing fraudulent wires.
Yes.
The definitions have changed. The game has changed, but the war stays the same. We must make war upon poor people.
Sounds accurate.
So anyway, blind. After the clan of medical ninja were attacked, that sounds incredibly dumb. Karumi Hanawaka was left blind.
I hate these fics.
Pretty shitty medical ninjas then. Really shitty
but you must
medical
suffer.
The medical ninjas couldn't fix his eye. Like,
It's hilarious since we know that eyes are plug and play in the world. of
Yeah,
Naruto.
literally, it's like, so not only are they plug and play, but it's an entire clan of medical ninja, and you're telling me not a single person could fix your eyes?
not only is it plug and play, like, you don't even gotta be related to a motherfucker for that plug and play. Like,
Sometimes you don't even need a medical ninja to do it, like the Uchiha.
Fucking just jam that eye straight in there and you're fine.
Kakashi, I want you to take my eye. Well, I don't have a medical ninja. Nah, I'm an Uchiha. Just pop that shit out, bro. What do you mean? Here, I'll do it for you.
You know, see, a funny joke of this would have been they pop the eye out, and on the end of the eye stem, instead of, like, being an actual nerve ending, it's actually just, like, this blood-sucking mouth with, like, teeth on it, and, like, the eye is actually just a parasite.
Oh god, shut up, Sneaky!
I mean, I was gonna say USB port, but yeah, that works too.
It's like a USB port.
They pop the eye out and it's just USB. No, it's not USB-C, it's USB-A. Kakashi's just standing there flipping this cord up and down, trying to get it in there. Why won't it fucking work, man?
See, I was gonna make a driver's joke as well.
That's why he can't turn it off and on. He doesn't have the drivers loaded.
Have you tried turning it off and on again? You should load the drivers after that.
Bro, you gotta make sure that you have all the correct NVIDIA drivers.
Now introducing the new
Christ,
Sharingan
who is flying
using
a plane and each over
DLSS3
my
technology
fucking
and
house?
ray tracing.
Fuck off!
What?
What?
Someone is flying a plane like 5 inches above my goddamn house.
Oh, they're gonna bomb your house.
It's a drone. They're scanning for weed.
Probably.
No,
Anyway.
I live in Illinois. They don't give a shit about that anymore.
Miraculously, she managed to walk all the way to the hidden leaf.
Bullshit.
While blind.
While blind and bleeding out. Assumedly bleeding out due to the blindness, but...
Presumably.
No, that would actually heal over pretty fast. Well, pretty fast. Stop bleeding pretty fast.
Okay, fair enough. True, fair enough. I would still postulate the fact that you are currently newly blinded. Your complete inability to do anything.
Oh yeah, you're getting eaten by a fucking bear.
You get eaten by a deer at that point. Miraculously, she managed to make her way to the Hidden Leaf, where she was put under the care of the Uchiha clan. Oh, yeah, that sounds sensible. Hey, where do we put this fucking blind orphan? Oh, we should give it to the eye elitists.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong, dude?
I mean, okay, look at it this way. They know those eyes are plug and play. You just gotta wait for someone, right?
Spare about storage. She's
Hey, that's true, that's true. Alright guys, we've got a blind orphan, so, you know, if your Sharingan's giving you some trouble, we can store it in the orphan for a while, let it calm down.
We can store it in the
God
orphan.
Atin, God damn it.
Oh.
What do you think?
Every other week. No. Everyone gets a turn at storing their eyes in the orphan every couple weeks. But, like, once a month, there's a day where she just doesn't get eyes that week.
Bruh.
That's bad.
Fucking holy
She's fucking
shit,
stuck
man.
hilarious.
bumping around. She's just stuck going around bumping into shit. God damn it! Where's Frank with my eyes this week?
And then they forgot, whose eyes were who, and they accidentally got a Mangekyo in there somehow.
Yeah, they just start playing
Actually.
plug and play. Anyway. But after growing close to the Uchiha prodigy, of course, because obviously the clan head would take in a blind orphan.
And they're shipping you touchy, of
Yeah,
course.
Of
fine.
course.
The clan of extraordinarily racist, elitist assholes
Yes.
took in an orphan.
Oh, a blind orphan.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Like I said,
that-
eyeball storage.
Probably better than the
After
Hugo, at
growing
least.
close to a certain Uchiha prodigy, her new life may not be as peaceful as she thought. Itachi times OC. The OC is obviously a self-insert.
Obviously.
Because we obviously have to go down the whole lane of trash.
I love how she goes, or the author goes, it's not as peaceful as she thought, and it's like, no fucking shit.
Also, my life isn't as peaceful as I thought it would be. Bitch, your entire clan just got executed, your eyes were gouged out, and you somehow stumbled your way all the way to a ninja village.
Those ninjas are actually heroes who don't go around murdering the fuck out of people.
Hell, you
Yeah,
don't even
like-
know that it wasn't fucking leaf ninjas that killed your entire clan in the first place.
I think what
To be
ultimately...
fair, they don't
You know
generally
what?
do
A
that.
great way that for this story to go would be for her to show up. They go to the Uchiha village and they'd be like, "Oh,
Oh.
fuck! There's the one we missed."
Oh my god, this lady is just thirsty as shit. So her first story is orphaned, Fuyukyo was given to Orochimaru to be used in his experiments. Oh yes, given.
Used.
Without chakra. So she's dead?
No, actually, not everybody has chakra in that world. It's only ninjas that have.
No, literally everyone has
chakra
chakra.
networks.
No,
chocolate.
literally
Nope, only
everyone.
ninjas-
Literally everyone
nope,
has
only
chakra.
ninjas- Oh. Okay, technically, yes, everyone has it, but only ninjas have the ability to use it.
Well,
It's
yes, obviously,
developed,
but
you
that's
mean.
not the point. The point is that she doesn't have any at all. Period. She has no
Yeah.
physical or mental energy at all.
By this world's rules, she's dead.
Yeah, she can't exist. I mean, even fucking rocks have chakra.
Yeah, I know, right? So it gets better.
Wait, what?
The curse mark applied to her reacted differently.
You mean the Orochimaru storage seal?
It wouldn't do anything. She just got a really weird tattoo now.
She would just instantly turn. No, not even that. She would instantly turn to a fucking stone because it's filled with nature chakra.
Oh, right. That is how the
No,
curse
because-
marks work.
Yeah.
It doesn't release it
Petrification
immediately.
only,
No,
wasn't
no,
petrification only the frog?
Actually, early on, they did canonize this. So back when Sasuke was finding whatever his face was, Jirobu or whatever the fuck his name was, he was going through the Orochimaru bases and he came across Orochimaru's early attempts at copying Jirobu's natural nature energy gathering and applying it to other people, and they all like fucking died horribly and turned into stone and shit. Because they
Oh,
couldn't
yeah.
balance. Because the curse seal would output chakra naturally into someone's chakra system, and if they didn't have enough chakra to balance out against the output, they would instantly die as if they were collecting nature energy themselves.
Because I know how it works later is, yeah, it'll output nature's chakra using whatever chemical he had, but in the meantime, it's sitting there leeching off of the user's chakra to basically grow an Orochimaru clone inside of it.
Yeah, that's actually the latest. That's like the final air quotes curse mark that Orochimaru applied. The earlier ones were nowhere near that.
Anko has that model.
Not as far as I'm aware. She just has one that connects them. Like, there's no Orochimaru
No.
soul in her.
I'm pretty sure they pulled Orochimaru out of her at one point.
I don't remember
Maybe I'm
that.
mistaken?
Yeah,
I don't know.
the only time I ever remember of Orochimaru coming out of a curse seal is with Sasuke.
I could be wrong.
Either way, it's going to interact with her chakra system, which she apparently doesn't have. So either it's now injecting this object with nature chakra, killing her, or it's eating her chakra system, which she doesn't have, which probably just means it kills her, or it's fusing itself as a chakra system to her, which probably kills her.
Or it dumps chakra into her, she can't really do anything with it and gets
or
irritated.
it's just a fucking tattoo. So, like, there's a bunch of options of what it could do, and the author chose none of the above.
What did the author choose?
If I'm remembering right, the curse seals were meant to be a way for him to revive again regardless. I think this came... I think he did come back via Anko after Sasuke killed him. I really don't remember that. I know he came back due to Kabuto integrating himself with some of Orochimaru's cells, and also Sasuke. I also know Sasuke used Impure World Resurrection on Orochimaru at one point.
The dude's come back a lot of times.
Yeah.
He did. Wait, he did. I don't think he did that with. He used Anko's curse seal, if I remember correctly, to spawn his clone. I think that's what happened with bringing back Orochimaru.
See, that's what I remember, is he spawned a clone from Anko's curse seal. After the thing with Sasuke and that clone being killed, and then Kabuto using that clone to merge himself with Orochimaru.
Yeah, I don't remember that at fucking all. Damn. He's outlived Naruto apparently. Oh, cool.
Okay then.
So what the author chose was, now with a dramatically heightened senses, Fuyuko may be useful on some levels, but power affects people in many ways, and the toll the mark took on her is more than most people can handle, except for Sasuke, who she's thirsty for his dick.
Of course.
I would believe the author wrote that part in. Also, what happened to being thirsty for Itachi?
Well, she realized as she grew older, she moved on to bigger things, specifically Itachi's bigger things.
She traded in the older model for the younger model.
For the older model, you mean?
One or the other.
Yeah.
I've lost track of the story at this point.
Anyway, point being, author is thirsty, it's cringe.
Yes, and?
Also, 40 chapters, 2K words per chapter, updating since 2016.
You've been at this for 7 years?
6 years. Yep, they've been at this for 6 years, and they've managed to write one book over the course of those 6 years. Damn, that's some fucking blue balling to anyone that tries to read that story.
Gotta have dedicated fans.
450 of them, apparently. 450 of them. Gonna just get this sweet tea preemptively prepared. Naruto the Uchiha Chronicles. The course of history changes when Madara Uchiha met a woman. Oh man, dude's plan got destroyed by pussy.
Makes sense. This happens a lot.
But the threat of the Eye of Moon plan isn't over. A new nefarious figure lurks in the shadows. Will his grandson set out on a journey to bring honor back to the clan? Sharingan magnet-style Naruto times Fem Sasuke times mystery.
What ear cancer did you just read?
I don't know, but it was cancer. I don't like that laugh.
What the fuck is that?
I don't like the laugh.
It looks like someone from Bleach.
I don't.
Is that from Bleach? I think they just painted over it yellow.
Yeah, it looks like Hitsugaya with Ino's haircut, and then they scratched Naruto's whiskers onto their face in paint.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
That is something.
That's definitely a word you can use.
Okay then.
So it belongs here.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Naruto the Uchiha Chronicles V2! Oh, God.
God.
This is the improved version. Alright, I'm pouring myself some sweet tea. Down the hatch. Oh. Woo! Fucking hell. That kicks like a mule. Yeah, some sweet
one
tea.
would hope.
Keep in mind, this sweet tea was in fact made using 80% vodka.
Of course it
I was
was.
just about to ask.
I drink normal tea too. I don't drink normal sweet tea. I don't know. Cold tea is just weird.
Wait a minute. How do you make your sweet tea? Do you make tea and then put sugar in it, or do you put sugar in it while it's hot?
I put sugar in it while it's hot.
Okay, thank God. You're not a
Okay,
moron.
good.
Also, I use brown
the
sugar.
moment Simon started as like, I know exactly where he's going with this.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you telling me people put
Yes.
Yes, a lot of northern restaurants will do that. When you ask for sweet tea, like, well, there's sugar right there, just stir it in. It's like, no, you ignorant
That's not
fuck.
how
No,
it
that's
works.
fucking terrible.
Now, I will admit, I do stir in sugar if I get served unsweetened cold tea.
Yeah, but you're just settling. You don't have a choice in that
This is
instance.
true. Yes.
You didn't actually
Whereas
ask for sweet
They
tea.
insist that that's how you have to do it. It's like, no, it's not how you do it. I don't drink tea, but that's not how you do it.
I've heard sun tea is pretty good.
Oh yeah, what's that? That's the tea you put into a jug of cold water and then you leave it out in the sun.
Yep.
Yeah.
With half a bag of sugar in it, obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah, no, I've made that before. It was pretty good. Anyway, in this version, I'm going to be changing things in the childhood arc to fix up some plot holes I noticed. You don't fucking say, author. I wonder, how could this story possibly have plot holes? After considering all of the reviews and feedback I've received, I also want to point out this dude has only received 565 reviews, but has received 2,000 favorites. That means only 1 in 4 people leave a review, which is really bad numbers. Really fucking bad numbers. But it is. On fanfiction.net, if you don't get like a good review favorite ratio, that's not good. That means your story's dumb, and your readers are fucking stupid.
Well, no, hang on. Okay, 244 to 46 favorites to reviews on conjunction here, and yet I know people like that shit.
So you like cut out when you were reading the numbers off?
244 favorites to 46 reviews on conjunction, and I know people fucking love that one.
Oh, I hate to say this,
It
but a lot of
happens.
people in the fanfiction community are pretty fucking stupid.
Yes,
Yeah, true.
this is known.
Also, a majority of your audience is on QQ, not FFN.
Yes, also true. But no, in my experience, it's been that you get a lot more favorites than you'll ever get reviews.
Obviously.
I mean, like a quarter is actually doing pretty good.
I don't know, man. Because you get a lot of reviews, like, usually with these sort of stories, you get a lot of reviews from the same person. They're, like, reviewing every fucking chapter.
It also depends on what fandom you're writing into.
Author, I just want to say, you haven't yet replied to me about the review I left on chapter 33 when I was searching for answers, in which Sakura got to know Madara was his grandpa, but how she got to know Naruto's father is Minato is still mystery. Like I said, fanfiction reviewers are fucking dumb.
Yeah, I actually like the forum thing with QQ versus the you just get reviews thing with FFN. At least then feedback works both ways.
I now that, so you gotta keep in mind, I'm coming at it from an angle that back in the day there wasn't a reader mode.
Yeah.
Like that's a fairly recent invention in as far as the history of those forums go. So I always preferred fanfiction.net over that because I didn't want, and also thread marks weren't a thing for a very, very, very long time. Like shit, I was reading worm stories that were the pre-thread mark reader mode era.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's like not a recent invention as far as the history of these forums go. So for a very long time, I was anti-forum posting and pro-fanfiction.net posting and AO3 posting, I suppose, because of the ability for me to just sit down and read your fucking story. I didn't have to hunt down for the story posts.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I started out writing on FFN years and years ago, and it wasn't until I started putting my stuff on forums and started getting actual immediate feedback that it's like, oh my god, this is so much better for writing in some ways.
Oh, 100% in terms of feedback. Now, admittedly, you actually have to have intelligent people replying to your story for good feedback.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Because,
you don't.
If Gray was here, we could tell you all about the fucking dumbass shit people have said, like, oh, why are you showing the Horde as a sympathetic faction in this story? You should genocide all of the orcs and rape their babies to death.
Average Alliance player mentality.
Literally, though.
I mean, to be fair, orcs do need to be genocided.
Not really.
Not really. I mean, they're dumb and they're stupid and they are very aggressive. But
exactly. I mean, to be genocided.
Right, except for the fact that they actually fucked off. Like, they got up and left and went somewhere else, and then the Alliance followed them.
Well, no, to be fair, the Alliance followed them, and they worked it out, and then...
No, they didn't.
Some jackass human fucked it all up.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No,
what's his face? Admiral Proudmoore.
Admiral Proudmoore wanted to genocide the orcs. That's why he was following them. Jaina killed her father specifically to prevent that from occurring.
I know. I'm saying they
That's
fucked
not
off.
working it out, Atin.
Yeah, that's not that is the opposite of working things out.
I said fuck things up.
No, you did not.
Okay, I meant to say fuck things up.
No, I heard him say fuck things up.
No, he said worked things out and they all became peaceful.
Well, he also said work things out too, so...
And then he said, no, what he said was, they worked things out, they all became peaceful, and then someone fucked it all up. No. The order's reversed.
Yes. I'm sorry. To be more clear, orcs left because Thrall was like, ah, shit, the undead are coming. He didn't know it was the undead, but So he
Well,
fucks off.
no. Thrall took the orcs away from the Eastern Kingdoms because he didn't want war with the Eastern Kingdoms, and he knew so long as that the orcs remained on that land, they would forever be at war with the Eastern Kingdom humans. And so he wanted to take the orcs away to a new land that was untouched by the humans, so they could call something their own without getting into conflict with the humans, because he didn't want to get in conflict with the humans. So that's why he sailed for Kalimdor.
Okay, but I thought Medivh showed up and was like, bro, you gotta leave. And he was like, yeah, the spirits have been saying I gotta leave. In addition
Oh,
to...
yeah, that was an addition to it. Yeah, and he's like, oh, you seek your destiny in Kalimdor, basically. Yes. But no, Thrall Warrior wanted to leave because of earlier shit.
Isn't Medivh, what the fuck ever, the one who corrupted the orcs?
Yes, but no... But yes.
Well,
yes
well,
and no, maybe, possibly.
Well, the movie told me he's the one that did it.
No, the movie... Fuck off.
Cease immediately.
And the anime told me that Tanya has duck lips.
You...
Why are you describing Victoria as cute? Doesn't she look like a potato?
Fuck you. It's a beautiful hand and never good time.
I'm bringing that up specifically because I saw your call-out post about it.
It was so fucking retarded.
Oh, God.
Who likes the potato Victoria?
But anyway, so, yeah, speaking of which, so basically, Mr. Sign here finally posted his, Ruby story, idea to his, decommission thread. And we literally had several people just pipe up and go, I hate it because you put a story in.
You don't need the entire story before the last 3 paragraphs. It's like, motherfucker.
Yeah, they were like, just tell the story from the start of her being inside Weiss. Don't just do the rest through flashbacks like any normal story. It's like, motherfucker, there's only 2 stories that do that. Japanese mangas that have accelerated way too quickly, and fanfiction.
Somebody did actually point this out as a case of they're used to getting, little 1K snippets here and there of bullshit, and then I take out and slap down this massive 11K monster in front of them, and they don't know what to do.
That's funny because it was the exact opposite for our fans. So normally we slap down like a 15 to 20k word monstrosity for chapters, and then we updated with a 1.2k word chapter, and we had one fan go, I thought it was a spelling error on Space Battle's part at first. When I saw it was only 1.2k, I was like, surely it means 12k.
That was just hope. You crushed that man's hope.
I wasn't gonna write a 12k word interlude.
Ah, that's fair.
Yeah, exactly. But then I also got Sign hooked on the idea of taking his preamble to the Tanya Weiss story. I almost said Ruby Weiss story. Oh, that would have been weird. To the Tanya Weiss story, because basically he wrote Tanya going AWOL, and basically she's going to become Big Boss. And so he decided to, after my urging, continue writing that alternative ending. Where the US is basically going to hire Tanya, and she's going to pull a Metal Gear.
As one does.
I mean, both work.
Yeah, they both work. And honestly, I hope you surpass Political Record, because I fucking hate that goddamn... I fucking hate that fanfiction.
Isn't that Lord of the Land of Fires?
I have no idea. Maybe it is.
No, that's later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Leader. That was a decent one until he went crazy, but no, Political Record is a big one on space battles. And fucking everyone's like, I'm writing this story because I'm inspired by political record. And they're all fucking terrible stories.
Yeah, that's fair. I've seen a few inspired by political record on QQ.
Yeah. Is there any other good reviews here before we start
Of
trying
course
to
there's
read
not.
this story?
Why would there be something good?
Never.
Wow! Holy shit, this is a burn! To quote a certain emperor, snails will evolve legs faster than you to get to the point. Not sure how I missed this when I first originally read your story, but your writing is bloated and choppy. It's tolerable when I have nothing else to do and there's nothing urgent going on in the story, and it fits well in tense scenes, but your action scenes are killed. There is no need to be overly precise, just let the readers fill in the blanks, and try using longer sentences. Commas exist for a reason, you know.
No, they don't. Stop lying.
Ooh, that's savage.
Well, no, part of that sounds like a line. Well, the first to the last part.
What's the name of the Tanya Wife story? It's in Signs Decommissioned Projects, and it's called Tanya the White. God. I can't wait to finish up on Dying Scarab so we can get back to Tanya the Genocide.
Anya, genocide.
Oh, well, you've only got, what, like 3 more years then?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, it might go faster now that Gray doesn't have his family consuming his time and distracting him. And he's done more writing in the past 3 days than he's accomplished in the past 5 months.
Or you could write both.
Getting Gray to write both is a fucking torture chamber.
Impossible challenge.
Yeah, literally. But yeah, Tanya the Abyssal is an interesting story. Specifically because no one else, huh?
You said I liked it.
Yeah, I could tell from how you opened up the Tanya Ruby story. But yeah, I'm really excited to actually write that one because it's gonna allow us to do a lot more freeform and a lot less shit, you know, we have to pay attention to this, and fuck, we gotta pay attention to these rules that we're doing with Undying Scarab right now. But we got some shit in store for Tanya the Abyssal. I'm really sad that we had to write it. Like, we had to write it because no one else wrote one. And the ones that do exist are fucking terrible.
You just described most fandoms.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
It's honestly sad.
I don't think your story is cringy. To be honest, you're an amazing author, and I really like your spin on things. Your story is super unique, bro. This dude doesn't know what a period is. Jesus fucking Christ, my file.
What's a period?
This dude is doing space, period, space, space.
Bro, what's a period?
He's double spacing.
Oh, that is not double spacing. You fuck off.
What is it? It's double spacing.
And then he ends off his paragraph without a fucking period. Apparently he thinks periods are only meant to separate sentences.
Periods are only for women.
Tanya the Abyssal has yet to be written? No, Tanya the Abyssal's been posted. We got like 3 chapters out. It's just Tanya the Abyssal's on back burner while Gray writes Undying Scarab.
Both are on SB. Wisely, if you want to read them.
I'm just glad that that's because it's not called Tanya the Abyssal. Tanya the Abyssal story is called And Hell Came With Her.
I mean, you kind of give away the game if you just called it Tanya the Abyssal.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, it starts off with Tanya the Abyssal, so I mean, I thought myself exceedingly clever with the programming scene. I don't know. I liked it. I liked the idea of it. It's actually going to affect things down the line, so it wasn't just there as a one-off little thing.
Wait, even the surgery scene?
No, the programming scene where she was starting up for the first time.
Oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, that's actually going to become relevant later on. But yeah, Tanya the Abyssal. We actually created the ship she was based off of. It's a completely custom ship that's based off of the idea of one of the German super battleships they had as a Wunderwaffen weapon. And we actually created it in a battleship simulator, like a super autistic battleship simulator game. And holy shit, it works. Like, it doesn't capsize under its weight. Its armor is so fucking insane that it never lost a single time, even against multiple battleships. Yeah, and we were just like, whoa, what the fuck? did we just accidentally make a good battleship? It was like It was like 3 times the weight of a normal battleship, though.
Oh, I bet she sat low in the water, though.
She also burns through fuel like crazy, which again is actually extremely relevant in the story.
To be fair, that was kind of why the Germans stopped using big boats.
I thought they stopped using big boats because we blew them up.
Well, there was that, and also the fact that they just took so many fucking liters of fuel.
And steel.
That too. It was the 2 factors.
That face when the enemy is actually producing destroyers faster than you're blowing them up. That face when you're not America. Wait, what was this one? Why is this an Uchiha Naruto story? It should just be a magnet release story. He never actually uses the Sharingan, and he never tells his team that he's an Uchiha. It's been 29 chapters. Why hasn't he done it yet?
The author's saving it.
You know, the author's saving it for
The
later.
author's saving it for some
Ooh.
big reveal. Yeah.
That's just honestly sad.
At chapter
like, bro,
20,
what-
let's see, at chapter 29, what chapter are we at right now? We're at chapter 39. So at chapter 29, he is still yet to tell his team that he's also an Uchiha.
It's the literal conservation of ninjutsu trope.
Yes.
Yes, everyone's favorite trope, and by that I mean hated.
Why
Look,
was the weather so nice? The harsh sun glared overhead in desolate blue sky. What the fuck? Azure patches peeked between the tangle of tangle branches from the trees. Its heat spread across his neck, not quite burning, but reminded him of its presence. Around him, birds chirped, crickets sang, and the temperature was pleasant.
Okay.
Why is the author writing it like this?
The author hates nice days.
Literally.
Alright, it's a few.
Not cold, but not warm enough to be uncomfortable. A perfect day. But why?
Clearly, this story is just about the average Dota 2 player wondering why it's nice outside.
It didn't feel right for it to be such a nice day. Not when his heart was breaking in two. Not when he felt like grief would swallow him up.
It was a breakup, wasn't it?
Probably.
Oh,
I had to
God.
hazard a guess.
Oh yeah, so anyway, by the way, the whole point of this story is that Madara uses the Renegon rebirth ability on his wife, and it turns out that he didn't rebirth her, he rebirthed his baby, and so he cuts the baby out of her, and then he's like, oh, we'll raise this as my son.
That's fucked up.
This is
But
a fanfic
is
novel.
it your son?
Yeah, well, it is literally his son, so.
So why would you raise it as your son? It is your son. Saying that is fucking redundant.
I shall treat this as my child. That is your child, and I shall treat it like it is. Bro, what the fuck happened to you growing up?
Conquer the ninja world! Jonathan Yuan one day traveled mysteriously to Kishimoto's world of Naruto Uzumaki, the ninja world.
Yes, of course.
As opposed to...
No, the other Kishimoto world.
Yeah, as opposed to that other Kishimoto world involving Naruto Uzumaki. The not ninja one.
Actually, isn't there another Kishimoto world, not from this Kishimoto, but this dude's brother?
Yeah.
It's not Naruto.
Yeah. Most people would be excited. Who the fuck? Like, you know, a lot of people would be excited. They would all be dead and stupid, though. Some people would be power hungry. Why would you be power hungry in the world of Naruto? A, either you're being reborn in Naruto, and then, well, motherfucker, you just got reborn in Naruto. You're in for a shit time. B, there's no guarantee you're going to be able to use chakra, because that's apparently fucking genetic. C, you're in the Naruto world, bitch. Why are you being power hungry? You ain't... do you really think you're going to fucking, like, 1v1 Danzo?
Sneaky, he's a cripple with one eye. Of course he thinks he could take him.
I will defeat
you know
Danzo
what?
with the power of friendship and this fucking gun I found.
I would actually love to see a shitpost story in where it's the main character is a guy who barely remembers Naruto, but, like, you know, remembers Danzo.
Yeah, but he forgets everything about Danzo's.
Right. Like he's like, oh, he's this old cripple, and I think he's got, like, the Sharingan in one of his eyes or something. And he's like, I'm gonna go beat up this cripple and take the Sharingan. And it's like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, why does he got a fucking Black Ops of his own? Yo, holy shit, he's taking off the brace!
Why am I getting stun locked? Oh god,
He's
help.
dead!
That's a lot of Sharingans in his arm. Oh god.
Why is Dark Souls music playing?
I think somewhere along the lines I've made a mistake.
Like, he just had, like, it's a shitpost of just like, oh yeah, it's the gamer trope. They have the ability to come back from death. And it's just like, he just wakes up in the bed next morning just like, well, shit, this is going to be harder than I thought.
Or at the end, Danzo goes, oh look, another one.
Right.
Another one. He just starts fucking going like, oh, can I mulligan? New world, please.
I mean, if you get reborn into Naruto and you're not either a Jinchuriki or somebody with a fucking OP please nerf bloodline, you may as well ask for a do-over.
Yeah, pretty much.
But what about the power of friendship and this gun I found?
Unfortunately, gun is not very effective, actually, in Naruto.
Most unfortunate.
I
Nobody
mean,
uses it as a sniper.
it works to varying degrees. Seems to depend mostly on the combat aptitude of the ninja you're fighting in question. Because don't forget, even if it's filler, there was the kunai Gatling train in the first movie.
That is not a
Max,
gun.
Yeah, but Max,
Oh, yes, it is.
I refuse to believe the kunai were being shot that fast. I refuse to believe they were going faster than a crossbow bolt, which is absolutely dodgeable.
Yeah.
So what I'm
Yeah.
hearing is,
But again, it's dependent on the combat aptitude. I get the feeling that wouldn't pose much of a challenge to, say, a high-level Chunin or a low-level Jonin.
it's like a fucking character sheet. You say your character is specialized in guns. Yes, I have 57 flintlock pistols. Why do you have 57 flintlock pistols? So I don't have to reload.
What's your character's name? Dr. Liversy.
I mean, I was gonna make a Reaper joke, but I suppose that works too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, a ninja has to sleep, he has to eat, he has to take a shit. He can't be perpetually aware full time, especially in his own village. You catch one of these motherfuckers with a sniper round, he's going down no matter who he is.
Oh yeah,
There's
sniper
no
round. Yeah,
middle
duh, no
relationship
shit.
in this
But like sniper rifles are pretty much the only rifle that has both the accuracy and range to outspeed its own sound.
Yes.
And that's like modern stuff. If you're going with period stuff, there's no fucking way.
Well, no, actually, you wouldn't need to worry about period shit because even shit like the musket, like it traveled fast enough.
The round is, I want to say it's supersonic.
That's a good question, actually.
It depends on what
Are
how much you're loading.
muskets supersonic? Here we go. Quora, obviously the bastion of intelligence answers. Field tests with common standard load page per cartridge using electrochronographs suggest the muzzle velocity of a smoothbore musket in the field was just at the edge of the supersonic boundary. Prior to the invention of a means of precisely measuring bullet velocity in the middle of the 19th century, the mass of the projectile was used as a proxy for potential lethality. Big was considered better. Of course, experts understood that some cartridges ran faster than others, but their estimates of muzzle velocity was just that, a crude estimate. A more precise ballistic chronograph was not invented until 1844. Very cool. So, basically, actually, yes. So, rifled Kentucky muskets probably actually breached the sound barrier.
TLDR depends on your load.
Yeah, also depends on how much you're loading in, but if you are shooting at the maximum range of 800 yards, you're probably getting a pretty hefty load in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, with black powder, yeah.
So yes, no, technically speaking, a rifled musket being fired at its maximum range probably would also kill a ninja.
Of course, you'd only get one shot off.
Oh,
but,
yeah, no, you'd only get one shot off, and then you have bigger problems at hand, but, you know.
You alert the entire ninja village with the sound of your shot and the smoke from your round. I hope you can run.
You've mastered actually only one ninja technique, and that's the transformation technique, and you use it to turn into a bush, exactly where you fired the round from.
That's the only way you're getting out of this.
Pretty much. Anyway.
The signature Joestar technique can save you. Run away.
The signature
runs faster.
Don't forget the secret technique of the Ranma School of Anything Goes.
Run away and then fight another day, or is it the beg for your life technique?
Preferably run away. Unpreferably both.
Clearly, he's using the steal techniques.
The Umi-Senkin, yes.
Anyway.
Which
So
was,
yeah, most people would be excited, some would be power hungry, but Jonathan is different. Because Jonathan hates Naruto. He wants to return to Earth, even if that means killing people. Despite knowing a lot about Naruto, he hates everything about Naruto. And unsurprisingly, despite posting 33 chapters over the course of the past 3 weeks, this story has only 6 favorites.
Local otter continues to eat watermelon despite hating it.
Let's see what these 6 reviews are. Bad story. I don't see the point of a story where the character just talks shit about the fandom you're supposed to be reading for. I thought he would be a little negative, but I realize he's really only here to talk shit about the entirety of Naruto. At least if he was ambivalent or anti-glorification of the world, I could tolerate it. But if you really hate the anime and Naruto world that much, why are you even here? No one really cares.
Fandom hates being called out.
Yeah, author being called out live in 4K. Well, more like live in 720p because that's what I'm streaming in, but you know. This is a garbage fanfic with an even worse author who casually insults his audience.
That implies that there's competitive insults. Can we get into that?
Yes. I'm already on top of my game on that one. You see, I've actually been professionally insulting you for the past 6 years.
You're pretty bad at it.
And yet, I'm still being paid. And you're not.
Yep. Such is the workforce.
Indeed. Such short chapters are not good for story retention. Also, why would Naruto hate Minato, and why would Jonathan hate Minato?
Why is your reader suddenly Scottish?
Because I decided he was Scottish.
That's a Cockney accent.
He went into Scottish a little bit.
Maybe he moved to London.
That implies a single Scottish person would want to move to London.
He moved to Leeds.
I am implying a lot of Scottish people have in fact moved to London over time. I'm sure he hates the anime, but Minato never did nothing wrong, and he doesn't truly know him.
He was a good boy, he didn't do nothing?
I don't care that he doesn't like it, but he seems a very unlikable main character. It seems as though he's turned not liking the anime into a whole personality.
Ooh, that's not good.
Rough.
When your character is so one-dimensional, he gets called out right out of the gate.
Yeah. We got another one. This is garbage. Like hot ass fire.
Damn.
Yeah, but that's not a burn. That's just stating the obvious.
Jonathan's body felt lethargic. He tried moving his limbs, but wound up hitting unfamiliar object. When he finally mustered the strength to open his eyes, Jonathan saw he was in darkness. He couldn't tell whether he was standing or if he was hanging. No, you'd be very easy. You could tell all 3 positions of your body very easy. If you are hanging from something, you would know. If you are standing up, you would know.
Proprioception is a thing.
By the time Jonathan's vision adjusted to the darkness, he understood he was inside what felt and looked to be a cardboard box. when he stood up in the box, how big is this fucking cardboard box? What are you, in a Costco delivery box?
It's a refrigerator box.
When the cardboard box flapped open, a horrid stench permeated Jonathan's nostrils. It was his own crotch. I'm just kidding.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me at this fucking point.
This author probably is unwashed. What the heck is happening? Jonathan thought in confusion. Oh boy, the vodka's really kicking in. I'm starting to lose vision. His name
Sneaky
is Jonathan. What?
I said Sneaky passes that old straight.
Oh, I've done that before. I mean, I'm only like 7 shots in, so I shouldn't pass out yet. 8 shots in.
Not for lack of trying, though.
No, not for lack of trying. His name is Jonathan Wan, and he was born in the States. Throughout his 25 years on Earth, and you can't even fucking capitalize Earth, are you really sure you love it that much? He had lived an average, monotonous life. Well, that sounds like a you problem. Sports, literature, technology, spiritually. Oh,
Spirituality?
Spirituality. Yes. Were all things Jonathan Wan took part in. Alright, so you didn't live a boring average life. You actually lived a quite active life. People tend to only do one of those things in their life these days.
My life is so boring. I'm only in 3 sports.
He had never been exceptional in his talents at his interests, but he was hardworking and faithful. And a perfectionist attitude, of course, made him the above-average individual. If a high schooler could score 80 or higher on exams without studying, Jonathan could score at least a 60.
Oh, I see. This guy's a fucking asshole.
If a high schooler could score an 80 or higher without studying, then Jonathan would be able to score a 60. So he's a below average student.
Yeah, that...
But if Jonathan were to study, on the other hand, he would have a perfect score. Somehow, I feel like I doubt that.
Well, that's also not very difficult to achieve considering the current public education system.
Yes, there is that too, and we do have to keep in mind this was posted like about 3 weeks ago, so there is that as well.
Oh, Lord help him.
But no, more specifically, if a high schooler is able to get an 80 without studying, that does not mean they don't know the content or that the test was easy. It just means the high schooler paid either passive or active attention to the lessons being taught in class and was therefore able to accurately recall and repeat the lessons taught to them. Well,
schools regurgitation these days, not actual thinking skills.
Right, exactly. But that's sort of my point, though, is that if Jonathan is incapable of doing that, because he scores worse, he scores an actual near failing grade. I believe actually a 60 is a failing grade. He scores
no, it's not. There are no such thing as failing grades any longer, Sneaky.
Oh yeah, my bad, of course. Double plus think much good. So he scores a failing grade, doing the exact same thing, air quotes, as the high schooler that supposedly doesn't study, which means not taking notes in class, not paying attention to the teacher more or less, probably barely doing the worksheets and the pre-test stuff that are typically handed out.
Probably playing Binding of Isaac in the middle of class. Too.
Right, exactly. So assuming that he is copying the average high schooler in his own words, a 1-for-1 on actions taken, and he is only capable of doing, what would this be? It's just like, what, 70% of what the high schooler is capable of doing? And you're really gonna then sit here and tell me that somehow him sitting down and studying a book would result in a perfect score? Yet, him being in the class and learning at the same pace and speed as the student he is comparing himself to, he does worse. So he what, only remembers things if he reads them in a book?
I mean, I'm more like confused at him making the claim that he's an above average individual, but scores below what an average high schooler could do.
Yeah, also, there is that as well. So I'm an above average individual, but I have to try twice as hard as the average lazy high schooler to do better than them.
I think this is a case of the author unintentionally revealing his own age.
Well, not only revealing their own age, but tattletaling on themselves of their own incompetence.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm 25.
Oh,
no,
hey, Super
10 years.
Potatoes. What's up, man?
Holy shit, Potatoes is alive.
Potatoes
Oh,
is
shit.
here.
Sneaky's money fountain.
Oh no. Oh god, he's gonna enable Sneaky again.
Isn't that a good thing?
Sneaky's entire life has been enabling him.
That
Also
is
true.
blatantly false.
No, Max, it's been enabling his spite.
Also
And there
true.
was the other. I think.
Yeah, Super Potatoes would like to say that despite subscribing for 37 months, they are not an enabler.
That sounds like something an enabler would say.
It is.
One
That
would
is
think.
exactly what they would say.
Yes. Growing up, you see, Jonathan was entranced by the early morning and late night animated TV shows. Yeah, wow, you're really showing your age here, buddy.
Welcome to being a normal ass American kid.
Broadcasted in the States. If he wasn't spending time with his numerous friends or doing homework. Bitch, you do homework? He would eagerly await his favorite shows to come on air, even if it was only twice a week.
You know how you can tell he's not American?
Wow.
He
Not
keeps
enough
calling
guns.
the states, and yes, not enough guns.
Well, yeah, he is calling it the States. That is true. No one from the States, air quotes, calls it the States.
We either call it America or you explicitly refer to where you're from.
Yeah. We specifically call it America because we don't acknowledge Mexico and Canada as actual countries.
Oh, no, we acknowledge our hat and our boots.
Yes. Our cold hat and our holy boots.
Our sweaty boots.
Okay, let's
Filled
be
with
clear.
beans.
Our sweaty, cocaine-filled, excellent vacation boots.
I don't know about that last one.
There's another dozen countries in North America? No, there isn't. That's Central America. We already segmented them off from us. Also, they don't matter. Neither does South America.
Okay, there's no such thing as Central America. There's parts of America that have not yet fallen under Manifest Destiny.
Indeed.
And then there's South America.
Which also has yet to fall under Manifest Destiny.
Listen, I don't know about you. I don't want to manifest my destiny down there. Too many needles.
No, I'm definitely gonna manifest the destiny down there. Dude, there's so much fucking gold.
We can manifest the destiny and then get rid of the needles.
And the people.
One implied the other, Sneaky.
That's fair. Above all, these shows, one show in particular captured Jonathan's interest. Ever since he was little, he would remember screaming alongside the characters as they raged into the Super Saiyan. But he was only an infant at the time, so the series would eventually stop airing as Jonathan grew into a more mature child with a developed mindset. A, false. B, they never stopped airing.
Yeah,
I
no,
would
pretty much
say
never.
Dragon Ball
Yeah,
Z
no, those
ever
those-
stopping
Dragon
airing.
Ball Z has been on continual rerun, I think almost as long as goddamn Friends.
Yes.
I think the only time it
It's-
stopped airing was when Toonami was just completely obliterated and Adult Swim turned into all live action garbage.
Yeah.
True.
For
Well,
like that
it
4 to 5 year time span.
Well,
also
no,
aired on
Max,
Fox
they
at
also
one point,
started,
then it stopped airing on Fox.
Well, yeah, they were also airing it on Fox, and they were also airing it on Cartoon Network without the Toonami label.
Yeah, that was on Fox for a time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
God, it's so weird to remember that Fox showed cartoons and anime at one point.
Yeah.
Fox and Sailor Moon.
I'm having memories of the Fox
That's
box
true.
now.
Yeah.
I remember watching. I remember fucking Sonic X
Ah.
being on like.
Oh shit, yeah.
Do y'all remember the fucking Kirby show?
Kirby
Yes.
right back at you. It's fucking amazing. Shut the fuck up.
Where Meta Knight
It
was
was
Spanish.
Mexican, yeah.
and
Oh,
yeah,
Ian
it
was just hyper southern.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
so good.
It was great.
It was fucking awful.
I will fucking send a pipe bomb to your house.
I'll send it right back.
Your opinion is wrong. I'm very sorry.
Sign!
My opinion is
What
the
are
other
you
one that
doing
matters.
with that bomb? I'm returning it to sender.
That's
You
right.
mind telling me what you're doing in that mail truck?
4 Kids was quite a trip. I remember when Fox used to show Super Mario Brothers 3 and the Donkey Kong cartoon.
And
Yeah.
I think one of the few good things 4 Kids had going for it was the fact that the openings were like actual bangers and there was clear passion put into them.
Yeah.
A lot of those shows.
Digimon. Man, dude, Digimon got dark and was it Tamers?
Yeah.
It was like the third show. It's just like, hey, you all want to see a kid fucking die?
And then the 4th show?
It wasn't a kid, it was multiple kids, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, that was the 4th season. The 3rd season was one or two kids died, and the 4th season was like, hey guys, remember when those kids died? What if they were all dead? It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Hey,
What if we
kids,
killed all of the children?
I'm literally
Okay.
like 9.
Hey kids, you want to see a dead body?
Right.
Never big into Digimon, but like that was definitely one of the things like, oh wow, Japan doesn't treat their kids like they're infants. It treats their kids with like some small amount of like, hey kids,
I fucking
life
still,
is hard
I
sometimes,
still
and
remember
it's
the
okay.
Digimon the movie where it's like, oh yeah, the kids have to go stop a nuclear ICBM from hitting Tokyo, and it's like, excuse me?
I'd like to point out, Detective Conan is apparently a kid show. There are more murders in that show than there are in Chicago every day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it was great.
It's still great. It's still going, which is depressing.
Yeah.
It's still going?
It's the longest running anime.
I mean, I know it gets movies, but
Yeah.
That still has not ended.
Has not ended.
From how it's been explained, every time it seems like they're going to get within like mere inches of solving it, oops, new plot thread.
Yep. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. How did the song go? It was a
He was a good
bullfrog, a
friend of
mighty
mine.
fine friend of mine. Couldn't understand a word he said, but he had mighty fine vodka, apparently, as well as wine.
No, you'd help him drink his wine.
And boy, it was mighty fine wine. But yeah, I'm
That sounds
drinking
weird.
Jeremiah vodka right now. That's the sweet tea.
Oh, I see.
I think in season 4 of Digimon, the entire Earth got yeeted. No, it didn't. Just the kids. If we're talking about Earth resets, I think that was 3 That was either 3 or 5. Maybe 6. But no, 4 was more about the dead kids finding out they were turned into Digimon.
And then other children used them as battle bots.
No, they actually used themselves.
Oh, I thought there was a point where where other kids had to use them.
No, they did fusion dances.
Shit, yeah, they did.
Do you not remember that, Isley? It got really
Wait,
fucking...
was that?
When did dead kids get turned into Digimon? Bro, that was the entirety of Season 4. Also, that one time one of the villains, like, took over the dead kid's Digimon form.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, shit got fucking weird and dark.
Was that the one with Renamon?
Oh, no,
The fox.
Renamon was 1. Season 1.
No. Renamon was Tamers.
Was that Tamers? Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. It was Tamers.
Which one was the one where the internet apparently came alive and wanted to murder everything?
That was Digimon the movie, which I believe was 1 and 2.
Yeah, that was 1 and 2. Yeah. It was just called Digimon Adventure then.
Yeah, it was called Digimon Adventure. Yeah, and they had that one, the one with the 2 minigun hands. That one Digimon that evolved into double miniguns.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah. God, the Digimon evolution tree was so fucking wild. It's like, oh yeah, so it's a blob. Alright. And then it turns into a dinosaur. It's like, alright, I'm digging this. Then it's a dinosaur with a machine gun hand. It's like, alright, okay. Then it's a cyborg dinosaur. Alright. Then it turned into an angel. Like an angel dinosaur? No, just an angel. I'm like, oh, okay. Then it's a tree. What?
Yeah, I love seeing meme flowcharts for Digimon evolutionary paths.
Yeah.
Because like dinosaur, refrigerator. What?
Also,
and then the refrigerator becomes a goddamn Humvee, which becomes a tadpole.
The worst part was that multiple Digimon could digivolve into the same Digimon. So it's like, it's not even like a linear line of weird evolution. It's like a weird crisscrossing line, like you're looking at a family tree from Alabama.
Okay, if they are gonna keep making Digimon stuff, if they go to like this is the final Digimon thing they will ever release, there has to be an ultimate evolution that's just a crab. Just to keep in with that particular meme.
If only.
No, Max, to take it to the next level, it needs to be a crab with a Glock.
Whole internet comes alive.
Okay, everything.
It still fucks me up that they just straight up went like, hey, by the way, the entire internet's alive right now, wants to kill everyone. Why? Because we decided to read some H.P. Lovecraft.
My favorite part
also
is
the porn.
The best part about that entire fucking movie is them going like, all right, everyone, you gotta send messages to the internet to slow it down so we can stop the ICBM from hitting Tokyo. And everyone's just like, oh, that makes sense. All right, let's all send messages to each other.
No, it was send messages specifically to the virus, I think, and it was supposed to lag it or some shit.
Oh,
yeah, it's
wait,
supposed to give it latency.
The plan was to DDoS the virus?
The plan was quite literally to DDoS the virus so they could stop the ICBM.
Unfortunately, the virus also played the Darkest Dungeon, so it just murdered someone.
Yeah.
Also,
that's a funny plan you have there.
There's
it would
also
be a
that
shame
one
if someone
Hyper Digi-Evolution where they were like, it's time for Power Rangers mode, where the 2 humans that had fused into their Digimon then fused together.
Oh,
One,
God.
like one of
Sorry.
them was like dying, so he just was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just go into my Digimon to live and continue fighting."
Yeah, that was so funny. It's like it was like the cyber dinosaur and the angel like did a fusion dance and they became like an angel with a minigun or something. God, that fucking show was so weird.
Digimon is just wild. Like, again, I didn't watch much of it, not big into it, but every time I hear new stuff, I'm like, wow, that sounds cool. Or weird.
Oh, what's the
Sounds
plot
like
of this
both.
season? Oh, well, one of the
Remember,
characters
this
from
is
the
brought to you by the same people who made Pokemon.
Yeah. One of the characters from the previous season went insane with power and is now on a Hitler trip trying to genocide the wrong Digimons. It's like, excuse me?
Oh yeah, that sounds great. Why not?
That was Digimon Adventure Season 2.
Yeah.
Somehow, still more fucked up than Pokemon Adventures.
No. Because
No.
in Digimon, they have sex with a Digimon.
I beg your pardon.
As
When
you
did
should.
this happen?
Actually, no, I
I'm
take it back.
sorry?
I take it back. In later seasons of Digimon, they do have sex with a Digimon.
I am...
Why?
I don't know. Japan.
You know what? I will say, watching Digimon try was so, like, nostalgic.
I haven't seen it.
Basically, it was just like, hey kids, remember the member berries? Also, Digimon just showed up at a fucking airport and everyone justifiably panicked.
If it was America, why did no one draw their gun?
It was Tokyo. And it was like all of the original, I think it was either the Tamers kids or the Season 1 kids were getting back together.
Oh. Yeah, it was the Adventure Kids.
Yeah, it was the Adventure Kids. They were all getting back together and they're all like in college and idols and shit now. And they're all getting back together and they're like, hey, remember what we did as kids? And this fucking Digimon, like Xana style, just materializes in the real world and they're like, oh, fuck!
Oh shit, it's a Digimon. It's all starting again. Oh god, help us.
We gotta DDoS the nuke to stop it, guys.
Oh, would not have worked.
Also, Digimon is 100% part of the source of some of the weird shit I've seen on DeviantArt, where in the Digimon the movie when the kids turned back into babies.
Huh?
I thought that was all because of fucking Disney.
Oh no, the kids didn't turn back into babies. What had happened was it was a flashback. They did a flashback to when Tai and Kari were kids.
They got turned back into babies. In Digimon the movie, they got turned back into babies due to the Digimon they found that had powers over time.
What? That wasn't in Digimon the movie.
That was totally in Digimon the movie.
That was not in the very first Digimon the movie, the one with the ICBM and the DDoS.
Well, how many Digimon the movies did the U.S. produce? Because the problem was with Digimon movies is that whenever the U.S. made a Digimon movie, they took like 6 Japanese Digimon movies and stitched them all together.
Yeah, there is that too.
It was not great.
But no, the first
Holy shit!
movie,
Just looking at this is giving me fucking flashbacks. Jesus Christ! Oh, fucking hell.
We should go to the Digimon section.
No, we've been to the Digimon section before and it was a mistake. Oh, shit. Bruh. Yeah, no, he was a Digimon the movie! Fuck you, I was right! The fucking egg! I knew it! It's the egg with the blade sticking out of it!
Huh? You just send me a link.
Yeah, but that's the reason why the Digimon the movie made like no sense in the US version, because there was actually 3 separate movie plot lines ongoing at the same time.
I thought it was 3 segments at the same time, like 3 episodes back to back to back.
No, 3 totally different movies.
Yeah, so the part that Sign is remembering is from Digimon Adventure, specifically 8 years ago is what it's called. Then 4 years later is Digimon Adventure, Our War Game. Wow, what a great kids title there, guys. Just call it
Our
Our
war
War Game, huh?
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Digimon the
We're
movie,
gonna be playing
aka...
Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah, Our War Game, yeah. Yeah, Digimon the movie was 3 good movies that were butchered and stitched together. Yeah.
That sounds right.
So that's why there was like all these weird time shit. But no, there was one section of the movie where the Digimon they found in the real world had time powers and turned them into babies temporarily.
That must have been in the very last section then, because I remember the first 2 sections and that did not happen.
It
there.
was the middle section, and it only happened to like 2 of them.
Which 2?
Tai and Kyrie?
Was it the one where Greymon shows up in the middle of Tokyo?
No. It was after the Digimon hatched from the bleeded egg. And they were feeding it a bunch. And then they tried to stop it from like running away or something, and it like blasted them with something, and they turned into babies.
Bubbles.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah.
No. That's where it sings the Digimon theme while making bubbles, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that was Agumon's egg. They were kids at the time. There was no time travel there. It fought some kind of big fuck-off bird. So it was actually set in the past before the first Digimon adventure ever happened, and it's to show that Tai and Kairi actually encountered them before. And they weren't de-aged, they were that age.
Okay, so, like, again, this just comes back to the fact that there's 3 movies that were just butchered together, because my child brain had no fucking idea what was going on.
To be fair, I don't even think the writers knew what was going on.
No, they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
That's why they made 3 separate movies.
No, the American writers
The
didn't know what was
American
going on.
writers.
The people at Fox just 3 movies together.
I also specifically remember Digimon the movie, because that's how I got introduced to bare naked ladies.
Oh god, yeah.
It's been 1 week since you looked at me. And they put that in the fucking child's movie!
A lot of things in kids' movies that shouldn't have been there,
I'm
man.
getting dinner.
Understandable.
Like,
Digimon
looking
was fucking
back on
wild,
it, and
yeah.
it's just like, what the fuck?
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Anyway, the show would inevitably blah 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 years on end. Naruto, one particular episode, he truly anticipated what the series had to offer him. The episode was when Naruto Uzumaki, the main character of Naruto, the first unleashed the power of the beast inside. Cringe. For the next 9 years, John kept up with the series, its comic books, officially known as manga in Japan. Not officially known as manga in Japan, that's literally the word for comics in Japan.
You had to tell us they're called manga, you dipshit.
It's like, yeah, I sailed down the river, formerly known as River in Japan. Yes. You just said the word. That means the thing you just said. It's not a separate thing. Fuck, I hate these sorts of people. You know, it's one thing if you're talking about, like, oh yeah, you know, American comic books, you know, and you're talking about specifically that sort of style that existed back in the day. And then you're going to talk about, oh yeah, then there's the Japanese manga, and you're talking about that specific style because back in the day they kind of all shared the same style again. But nowadays,
Well, it's because they're copying Betty Boop.
yeah, exactly. But it's like, yeah, I read Japanese manga. It's like comic books, but in Japanese. It's literally comic books in Japanese, my dude. You fucking absolute.
Oh, it's the fucking elitist. Like, oh, I read manga. It's way better than all the American comic books. I'm not like you normies.
It is better. I mean, the numbers don't lie.
Yes, but my point is the elitists, not that it's better or not better.
Gomenasai, which means sorry in Japanese.
You're killing me.
Good. It's video games, it's novels, and it's data books. Though Jonathan wasn't fully a nerd, motherfucker, you are reading manga. Also, you're really aging yourself here. You are extremely aging yourself here. Though Jonathan wasn't fully a nerd, he occasionally forgot the series existed, despite keeping up with the video games, novels, books, comic books, anime every single week.
OCD. No, wait, not OCD. Fucking autism.
Yes. He would occasionally forget the series existed if it wasn't for his peers also watching it. Okay. But like many who grew up and experienced change, Jonathan would not just despise Naruto, but yet he would despise all of Japanese anime. What a racist. No one understood why Jonathan hated anime, and if someone were to ask Jonathan a question like, what's your favorite anime, he would tell him that he hates anime. No one understood him. Why would they? Dude, you are just aging yourself so fucking hard here. If you asked someone from our generation what their favorite anime is, they would actually have an answer for you. If you asked someone and they said, oh, I hate anime, that's not like, oh, I don't understand why you hate anime, bro. The only people that say, oh, I don't understand why you hate anime, bro, is the Zoomers. Because they all grew up watching it.
Yeah, he's a fucking Zoomer.
Like, if you told another millennial that you don't watch anime because you hate it, they'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. I get it. Like, a lot of millennials didn't watch anime. A lot of millennials growing up didn't think it was cool. You got picked on heavily for it. You got called a nerd and a geek and a dweeb for it. And that was just for watching it, motherfucker. If you've really kept up on the games, the manga, the data books, the novels, the fucking novels that we didn't even know existed until now, and you're really gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm not really a nerd about it, though.
Well, if he's gonna talk about the novels, like, those are pretty recent. Like, the last, I don't know, 6 to 7 years recent?
Well,
no, it's only because the translated light novels have only started coming over here. I mean, they've been over there for years, but...
I mean, I believe that, but again, you gotta keep in mind, this dude's a fucking Zoomer to hell and back.
Yeah.
I mean, the only novels I've seen from Naruto take place post-Shippuden.
This dude is...
Does Naruto have the novels?
This dude is so fucking just Zoomer. People often questioned why Jonathan hated not just Japanese anime, but American cartoons. Dude, you are just aging yourself so fucking hard right now, Mr. Zoomer.
I hate everything. No one understands me.
Oh, yeah, okay, so I was right. The light novels didn't start until, like, 2015.
Okay.
He might be referring to the movie novels, which are almost assuredly, like, American-made.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just because that... God, the money wasted at Scholastic events for novels. And
Yeah,
movies.
you're right, Isley. People started watching anime more because it became trendy to do so, and everyone claimed to be into Naruto because it was super cool when he said he was going to become the guild master and go Super Saiyan to find the pirate treasure.
Oh, kill me now.
Yeah, people said that kind of shit.
I really liked it when Ash Ketchum got his first Digimon so he could participate in the Blade World Tournament.
I'm sending someone a pipe bomb.
Send it to all the parents who tried to be hip and cool with their kids.
Hating this is what I'm saying though, is like hating American cartoons like Steven Universe and the like makes sense. This is what I'm saying though, is if you're trying to pass yourself off as a millennial, then saying, oh, I hate American cartoons, people would say, if they're in your age group, oh yeah, it makes sense. That shit like Steven Universe is terrible. Like, no one's gonna question you, why do you hate the cartoons? No one's gonna be like, I can't believe you hate cartoons and anime if they're part of our generation. If they're part of the Zoomer generation, they would, because they're fucking all, like, hooked on, that time that Kakashi shot Sasuke with a shotgun and did the floss.
I want you to never say that ever fucking again.
The floss or Kakashi shooting Sasuke with a shotgun? Are those things in combination?
Why was Malice Darkblade in a 3rd to 5th grade school book fair? Because they didn't know how to grade that shit back then.
To be fair, Malice Darkblade was literally written probably with teenage boys in mind.
Malice Darkblade? What the fuck is that?
Okay.
A really fucking edgy dark elf gamer.
Okay.
Wow.
Basically, you're really showing your age, Sign.
Okay, so I grew up on like Dritz Darden, so I guess I am showing my age here.
Don't worry, so did I, but that's only because I read the entirety of the library, and one of the librarians was like, hey, you'll like this old series. But yeah, this is Malice Darkblade. I have him on screen right now. Yes, he's extremely edgy. But anyway, this fucking dude. They couldn't tell if it was for religious reasons or if he was simply insane. Dude, you are such a fucking zoomer. His shift was so astronomically unrelatable that the only person who didn't seem to care about what others thought was Jonathan himself. Dude, you are such a fucking zoomer. You gonna go make a TikTok about this now?
No, he didn't ahead of time.
Right. He liked the idea that people tried prying into his business to figure out who he was. What a fucking zoomer. But eventually...
He liked attention.
Yeah, right, exactly. He eventually got so bored of those people, he wound up disregarding them because they were inferior.
I'm so much cooler than you.
God, he is such a zoomer! Also, you can feel the authorial edge here. To Jonathan, if someone didn't understand or accept that he didn't like something they did, he would look at them straight in the eye and say, "You're boring," and then do the floss. No, I'm just kidding about that, the flossing part, but the rest of it was real.
Not the boring part.
No, not the boring part. He literally wrote that one. Yeah, this is such a zoomer. Like,
that is a zoomer.
It's like, holy shit, this is such a fucking zoomer.
Like, I've heard my niece just look at people and go, "You're boring."
This is the level of writing I would expect it out of someone in our age bracket when they were middle school going into high school.
Yeah, well, Unfortunately, this dude's exiting high school.
Yeah, that's the problem.
No.
but he was disgusted when they lacked the understanding or depth and displayed rude behavior that was intolerable.
Who the fuck is this person? Like,
He's
who says?
He's a snowflake zoomer that thinks he's just better than everyone else, and that he's not popular solely because people simply cannot grasp his superiority.
Send me a link to this shit. I've got to view his profile.
Here. Over the years, even after Naruto's manga officially ended, you you are aging yourself. Naruto's manga ended back in like 2013, 2014. I am sorry, dude. You cannot sit here and be like, I'm totally a millennial over the years after the manga ended. Bro.
Sneaky, have you viewed his profile?
Am I gonna click on it and see Fortnite shit?
No, you're gonna click on it and see his real face.
Oh boy.
Okay, maybe we shouldn't do that on stream then.
Yeah,
let's not do that.
maybe we won't. Maybe we will. Hey, he posted it. He posted it.
Sneaky.
Jonathan, so for someone that apparently forgot Naruto existed multiple times and totally didn't follow the entirety of the series, Jonathan totally focused on more practical things, like majoring in psychology and strengthening his body and getting those gains.
Bullshit.
Yeah, his profile. He calls this fanfiction of his. He calls this his personal novel.
Yeah. Whatever you say, Zoomer. Okay, Zoomer.
Wait. Oh, this is actual cover art.
I'm gonna go do the Charleston Chew and get out of here.
Oh lord.
Fucking Charles.
It wasn't until one night after drinking with his friends that that his head started to feel nauseous.
Oh wow, he really is trying to feel
This
cool.
dude
But saying, like,
has never touched alcohol in his life.
No.
Yeah.
He had always been able to handle his portions of alcohol.
Bro, this man has never had alcohol.
That's not a man, that's a boy.
This here's a boy! But tonight he felt as though he was on the verge of passing out. My guy, you are not looking hot, said one of Jonathan's closest peers.
My guy, Zoomer speak.
You fucking Zoomer. Jonathan tried to produce words, but he couldn't focus enough to even utter a sound. His eyes slowly closed as the world around him became pitch black, and all he heard was someone scream, "Yo, call an ambulance!"
Call an ambulance.
I'm gonna offer some insight here on being pitch drunk, as in knockout drunk. I have done it multiple times before. You don't remember when you got knockout drunk. You don't remember. You don't remember your eyes closing. All you know is that at some point you were drinking and now you're awake several hours later. That's the point of knockout drunk. You're not like, oh, whoa, man. I'm feeling a little bit weird. It's really hard to keep my eyes open, man. My guy. I've gotten knockout drunk on the stream before. I would just fall asleep. And then on the stream, the only proof I have of this is because I recorded it all, is on the stream, I would just randomly wake up and be like, oh yeah, I know about Invoker, and then fall back asleep. I don't remember the conversations because they didn't happen. Because my brain invented a conversation around me that I tried to reply to. We're reading his magnum opus. Yeah. Yeah. We really are. Okay, gentlemen. Let's read this author's note, hit the profile, and call it a night, okay? Gentlemen?
Yep.
Yeah, we're here.
Okay, I didn't know you just literally dead silent. I thought you all died.
Well, my shit cut out.
Honestly, what would have been more likely is you pass out drunk again and you're just streaming all this.
Also, a true possibility. However, I only had 9 shots, so that's very unlikely.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe it's an off day for you, just like Jonathan here.
Yeah. And yes, only 9. Dude, I have recorded myself on this podcast drinking an entire 2-liter bottle of vodka going, I'm not going anywhere, and then falling out of my chair.
That clip still lives.
It is my most popular clip. Possibly because of the amazing timing behind it. Because I didn't just fall out of my chair. My chair snapped in half.
Yeah, there was an entire conversation between me and Atnakari, and then it's like, oh, there he is. Oh, he might actually be dead.
You just hear snap. Oh, fuck! Thud. How have you not died from drinking that much vodka?
Skillful.
Sneaky's weird genetics.
Skill issue detected, my dude. What can I say?
He has the power of New Jersey within his breast, meaning he can do anything he wants while drunk.
Look, my family is both in New Jersey and Florida. I got 2 simultaneous synergistic buffs going on here.
My god, you're a fucking reincarnation of Andrew Jackson. No wonder you can drink so much vodka.
He's half Florida man, half Andrew Jackson.
Please refrain from commenting on why you don't understand why Jonathan Yuan hates Japanese anime. If you don't understand my enhanced palate and you can't relate to such disgust with such a plebeian taste, then this novel is not for you.
I fucking swear I've seen like a fucking comic series that reminds me just of this fucking attitude. It was like fucking Quentin or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, it was
just
Quentin.
like, yeah, it was fucking Quentin. It was just like, oh, anime is losers. All I do is read books all day, converse with my colleagues. I was just like, oh, anime watchers just watch stuff on their phone and play on their fucking Switch.
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't burn through the painkillers in minutes, but I have to take like 4 Advils to even start feeling the pain killing. And when I went in for my wisdom teeth removal, I had them gas me, because the last time I had teeth work done, they had to use twice the amount of Novocaine.
You're still feeling that shit.
Oh, I'm still feeling the repercussions of that, yeah. But they had to gas me, and they had to give me like such an extreme dose. They were worried I wouldn't wake up for like an entire day, but I instead woke up several hours early. Like, they had just finished the surgery, and I was already waking up on the table, according to them. I don't remember any of this, because I was, again, blackout drunk functioning. And apparently, all I did for, like, the next 3 hours, according to my mother, who picked me up from the doctor's office, was just tell jokes. Just, like, really bad puns and dentistry jokes for, like, several hours. And then I just fell asleep. And I gave all of my dentists that day a heart attack because of how early I woke up. They're like, oh shit, is he going to start screaming in pain? And then I just was like, dentistry and teeth jokes. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
What is wrong with this child?
Oh, and they subscribed me painkillers. There was oxycodone, and I was just like, why did I take this? I don't feel any pain. I had 4 wisdom teeth drilled out. Didn't feel a thing.
Fucking pop transhuman.
I have been slammed into steel beams, and the steel beam was more damaged than I was.
I knew you were a fucking tech priest.
I always was. Also of note, this novel was not created for those who do not have the patience to have the main character reveal the information on himself as the book progresses to the audience. I have noticed people who are given this novel a bad review, who are neglect to read synopsis about how he hates anime.
Are we done?
That's not him. I'm pretty sure that's not him. I'm pretty sure I've seen this picture before. Pretty sure
It's him.
I'm pretty sure it's not him. Hi, I read several web novels, light novels, and more. Manhwas. Also, by the way, I think I figured out why he doesn't like Japanese stuff.
Because he's reading manhwas, and they are elitist pricks.
Because he's racist, but also yes.
Well, I mean, with that name, he's also Korean, and yes, Korean's very racist.
That's what I said, yeah. And Japanese manga are merely the tip of the iceberg. Check out my personal novel, Conquer the World. God, this is so... You are the most try-hard Zoomer I have ever seen try and pass themselves off as a millennial. Fucking biggest kekis. Post. I was drinking the alcohol portions, and I was feeling a bit nauseous today.
Nauseous.
Oh, God. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I release you from this podcast once more. Go forth into the wilderness, but be sure to come back on Friday because there's always more, and it always gets worse.